Good morning, good evening, good night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another fifth episode of the talk show. And today, we're not doing a Project Arrhythmia related ones today. We're gonna do something a little more different. I have just hit rate broke, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, how are you then? Because we have a little, I guess, interesting-ish way of meeting up.
Yeah, totally. When I started out, he was one of my first subs. He left a really supportive comment, and now, I mean, that's really it, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, I think I just like subscribed to you, and then you were like, "Oh, what's this guy?" And then you just looked at my content. I was like, "That's pretty cool."
Yeah, exactly.
And then you passed me out by like 40,000 subscribers.
It's not that much. Yeah, I did have a few mini blow-ups here and there, but I kind of figured that something was working when my first video went over like 100 views. I was like, this is going to go somewhere. So
I think you 100% like deserve like that. The effort in that is like as good as like some professional YouTubers, like honestly. And you only had like at the time like 40 or 50 subscribers, something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I appreciate it. That first video actually took me 2 months to make. I tell this to everyone. That first video took me 2 months to make.
Which one was the first video? Which was the comedy video?
Yeah, the comedy video.
Okay.
That took me 2 months to make, figuring out, because I'm more of like a perfectionist type of person. I want to have everything in my control all at once figured out. So I learned everything about making videos, and over that course of 2 months, I basically learn the majority of what I use to edit, and so it's at a nice groundwork, so I don't need to worry about, because like once you start uploading, you kind of have to keep uploading, and you have less time to like stop. So
yeah, well I think I feel like I remember you saying this, but I think you started like the YouTube channel just because like you got bored in an airport, didn't you?
Yeah,
you texted me that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, I had an anime figurine on my backpack. I was visiting some friends in Idaho, and I was waiting at an airport, as you do. And I looked at it, and I just kind of got bored, and I was like, I read the series. It was all right. It was a figure of Nino from the Quintuplet show.
Oh,
and
okay.
I was like, okay. I mean, I read the series, but I never actually figured out who actually made the show, okay. I know since I have friends who have worked for animation like studios and who are working in anime,
really?
and who want to work in anime, yeah. And I also have watched videos of like manga artists being treated shittily. I knew that they would.
Oh yeah, some of them are treated like horribly.
Yeah, I knew that they were going through some tough shit. So I was like, okay, yeah, where do you go first? At least for me, since I've been watching YouTube since I was like in kindergarten. I was watching =3 when I was like in first grade.
See, I couldn't even comprehend YouTube when I was like in kindergarten. I wasn't doing shit there.
Yeah, well, I wasn't making videos. I was that kid watching fucking Smosh or whatever.
Okay, yeah, I started watching Smosh like really. I think it was like second grade or something.
Oh, really? Yeah, exactly. So you know exactly what I mean. And so, in my mind, I was like, oh, where's the first place I want to go for that information? I went to YouTube, and there was I searched up literally the exact phrase of who made it, and nothing came up. I searched it up, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. I searched it up a few more times. Nothing came up for like Comey. Nothing came up for something came up for Love is War. Something came up for
Love is War is pretty popular.
Spy Family, which came out. The video that came up for Love is War, I have since surpassed them 2-3 times in views.
Jesus.
Whoa. But like surpassed the video. He's
humble
still
flex,
like
flex.
Yeah, he's still like 5 times higher in subs than me. So I have a way to go. But I was happy that I kind of proved to myself that I can hold my own against bigger people. And yeah, so I just saw in my brain, I was like, there's a hole in the market that could be filled, and I feel like these people deserve to be treated better. And I just started making. That's how I started, and there I am. It's just, yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, like I want to start a YouTube channel. Like, what should I do? And I'm just like, just do what you want to do.
I mean, yeah. Because your first video, it was the Comey video, right? Because the first video I saw from you was the Love is War one. Because I was like, right after season 3 ended, and I was like on that, I gotta watch videos about this.
Yeah, totally.
But and then I saw Love is War one, and that was like really good. And I think I binged the rest of them. I don't think I've seen the Bleach one yet that you uploaded, but that's like the only one.
Oh, the one that's about to hit 1 million views, yeah.
Is it? Wait, really?
It's at 971,000.
Holy shit! I gotta check that. What the hell? Hold on. I did not know it was about to hit 1 million views.
I've gotten some pretty insane numbers. It's slowed down. I don't think it's going to hit 1 million.
972,000 views? What the fuck?
Yeah. It came out at a good time.
Oh, definitely, because like Bleach was like at its peak right there.
we could go into the whole what is going on in my mind when I'm doing these videos, but later. But yeah, for right now, it just came out at a good time.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Jesus Christ, and like the Love Is War one, it's like 73K. That's like your like second least viewed, just behind like your most recent one.
Yeah, exactly. The most recent one.
That one.
Yeah, the most recent one. You know, you fuck around, you find out, and obviously, like in YouTube, there's a bunch of. I found out that the anime niche and the sports niche is not very big, which is good. I mean, I'm glad that video came out then, and I learned what I can and can't do.
Yeah.
Ever since my Made in Abyss video, it just kept going up and up and up.
The Made in Abyss video was like your most popular at the time, right?
Yeah. It completely just it put me on the map. That is what made the channel, basically.
Yeah.
And it just kept going up and up and up, and you know, at one point you're gonna hit. It's not gonna keep going up. You're just gonna hit that down at one point, and I hit the down at the end of last year, and you know, you fuck around, you find out. So it's not a bad
though. You still got some pretty decent numbers pulling in.
Yeah.
And like, how do you go around like researching these? Because like, I know like I tried myself doing like videos kind of ish like these, not really researching, more just like a recap video. I did one for Comey. The quality is debatable, but I was like, I didn't really want to like research much about it since it was just like that. But like, I think I've tried researching a few times. I did a Toradora Christmas video. Like I reviewed the Christmas episode. I did like a little small bit of research about it. Like, but even then I was kind of like getting lazy with it. How do you like? I don't know. How do you? Is there like a? How do you research it? Because like, what do you search for? I guess because I have no idea.
What do I search for? That's it comes in stages. The research stage is just one stage. I batch every. It's if you want to do it fast, you batch everything into stages. So I would gather all my sources, and then I would get the information from all those sources in different stages. So for the first stage, I go and gather the information. I basically just search up what I want to know, and then I have an extension I learned from college, you know, to write essays and stuff because I needed to do that.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's called Zotero. If you're here, Zotero. Sorry, I just wrote something. And basically, it's this thing that pairs with an extension in Google where you can just click something in it. It acts like a bibliography. Basically, you click something and it sends it into the database, and it sends a snapshot of it, and so you can click on the thing in the application, and it sends you to the link that you saved. Right. And so I go to Google, I search up whatever I want to search up. The first stage is literally gathering the resources. So you do not check the validity or the duplication or like the redundancy of the sources. That comes later because it's faster to do it this way. It takes like an hour tops. You just search up whatever you want to search up. You click on each link, open new tab, then you click on the application, you save all of them for the first 2 or 3 pages of Google. Then since I know a bit of Japanese, I can type into Japanese like, oh, author's name interview, or you know, long interview author, something like this, and then I save each of those, and then I look at the videos and stuff like that.
Jesus.
I save them up, and then I accumulate them. I number them each because I will eventually start live streaming, and when people start asking me specific questions, I'm gonna have to be able to pull up sources, which for the first few videos is gonna be an issue because I just mixed up everything.
Oh my God.
But now I number everything, and then I replace the titles with like a little brief on either like a memorable part of the title. So if the title was like author of fucking Jujutsu Kaisen's child, if that's like the first half of the thing, I'll type it in because that's the most memorable part of it, and then I just go all the way down the list, and then you have all your sources, and then you go back and check the validity of the sources, because your brain works fastest when it's doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to like interrupt the flow, because you get into the flow state when you're doing something over and over again and not interrupting it with something else. Because if I click on a source and then check the validity and then put it in, it's going to be slower than if I just put it all in at once and get that over with. And so after that, I have shorthand for stuff. I label with an X if it's not like applicable, not verifiable at all. In the little preview, I put a DX. If you've ever done calculus, it means derivative. It just means redundant. Okay. And then there's some other more obscure stuff. But that's how I basically do it. And then you just keep going, and then you put it all in a Google Doc, and you have all your sources, and you're good. Go
Jesus,
make a video.
that's a huge time sink though. Jesus Christ.
It's
Okay, because
not
each of your
really.
videos is like a month to like 2 months apart.
Yeah, I'm attempting to fix that. Actually, I got into the so when my
I did know about like you tried to like do like I think like a weekly schedule for a little bit, and then you saw.
I tried to do a 2 to 3 week schedule for a little bit. Then college caught up with me. I got midterms, I got finals. You can't really.
Yeah, you can't
skip
really
that.
skip that. Yeah.
So I kind of, fell off in the consistency. That's the one thing I want to improve on this year is having a video every 2 to 3 weeks. 2 weeks is 2 weeks is a hell of a ride because the aggregation stage. I used to have the aggregation of sources stage and the research stage in separate days, but the aggregation stage can take up to can just take like an hour or two. And so if I was going to do 2 weeks, I'd have to be like research in terms of aggregating sources and putting all the information together in like 2 days, and then figuring out how to structure the video is actually the hard part, and then the editing would come the week after, and that's the most fun.
Oh yeah, your editing is like really fast too.
Yeah,
your shorts are insane. Holy shit.
My shorts, yeah, I had a period where I watched YouTube videos at 2 times speed, then it went down to 1.75, then it went down to 1.5, and so I was used to that speed. People told me it was too fast. The video that's coming out tomorrow is probably going to be too fast because I have a way of what was it?
It was coming out tomorrow.
I'm releasing a Spy Family video that I wanted to release last year, but I ended up, winter break. I went to visit my girlfriend. You can't really do any work when you're doing that, and so I'm just getting that out of the way, preparing for the Attack on Titan finale.
Part 3, Part 1, Season 3, 4, Part 1. Yeah,
I've heard. Yeah, it's a hell of a ride.
It's a shit show right now. Well, hopefully it turns out good.
Yeah, Vinland Saga Season 2 is coming out. Jujutsu Kaisen 2 is coming out. The Shinkai movie is coming over the US. There's the Megman spin-off of Konosuba. There's a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
There's a bunch of Dr. Stone New World is coming out that season as well.
Dude, there's so much stuff I need to like watch because I haven't even watched like Jujutsu Kaisen or Dr. Stone or none of those.
I haven't either. I actually have not watched that much anime. I'm not like
same because I watched a lot when I first started, and then I was like, one episode every week.
Yeah, I kind of got bored of it. I mean, I'm not like a weeb lord. Like I honestly like some of the animes I've made videos on I haven't even watched yet. I'll get I'll get to it eventually. I mean, if this is my job, it is my job to be able to like be in the know about these things.
Yeah, well, if you eventually get bored of it, you can like switch it up a little bit, just like maybe in a similar format.
It's just that I'm more of a tunnel vision guy, so I'm like I need to do YouTube and everything else needs to get out of my fucking way. And so unless it's school, I mean, school needs to get out of my fucking way as long as I get a good grade, which is a time thing sometimes. I managed to finagle my college's petition system. I go to UC Berkeley, by the way, if people were curious. I've managed to finagle Berkeley's petition system. They have a petition system where you can petition for less units per semester because there's a required minimum for some reason. I don't know why. I petitioned for 8 using some job technicalities that I had from the past, and so I only take 2 classes now instead of 4 or 3 or 4 last semester or 5 when I first started out. So I have more time for this. That's nice. But they're harder classes, so I don't know how it's gonna turn out. But yeah.
Dude, actually, something else. I was with the talk show. I was like talking about one of my friends on who I was gonna bring on and stuff. And like when I told him that I planned on you, like he said that he saw some of your videos as well. He saw the I think it was the Love Is War and Komi one too. But that's it. The Love Is War and Komi one,
the worst ones. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's definitely watching this because I told him I would probably interview today.
Yeah. I appreciate your friend's support. Honestly, like the support, like it for every YouTuber starting out, the people who support you in the beginning are the ones that kind of stay close to you because they found you early, which is why I thought it was cool. Like you're in the sub 100 range, and so I was like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. Like I saw you had a channel at that point you were hundreds of times bigger than me, and so I was like, damn.
The reverse.
Okay. I'm not hundreds of times bigger than you are. I can.
Pretty big man.
Yeah. And it's like, it was pretty sick. Like I got people subbing to me that were 10,000 subs. There was someone who, when I made the Made in Abyss video, when I started researching, I was looking at there's this guy called Mikhail Pico or Mitchell Pico or something. He animates manga panels from the Made in Abyss series. It's actually really good.
I don't know.
and yeah, and I actually used him for research. And when I saw he subbed to me, I was like, "That's kind of sick." And I messaged him on Twitter, and we had a good talk. And then
Nice.
yeah, I mean, it's really, when you start out, it's a really surreal feeling to see that
All these like big people watching you.
all these big people, yeah. And now that I'm in the the 15,000 range, almost 16,000 range,
Yeah.
like it's. I mean, I have people that sub to me. I mean, my biggest sub channel is this guy named Frenzy. He's 161,000 subs on YouTube.
Damn.
But it's like the numbers start kind of not having any
Becoming
meaning
irrelevant.
anymore. Yeah, because when you're at like 50, you're like, holy shit, like that's a lot. But then
Yeah.
like when it comes to like multiple thousands, even, it's just like you don't even know how to like visualize that.
For me,
You know?
I kind of like after like I hit 1,000, it was kind of becoming irrelevant-ish for me. But probably because I stayed at 4,000 for like a year at this point, I think. So I mean, maybe that had a part to play in it too. But I don't know.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there was a goal to work for when you're starting out, right? It's getting monetized. I have a whole story behind that. It was fucking. It took me a month to get. It took me. I was eligible to be monetized, and it took me a month to figure it out.
Dude, I'm still figuring it out. Holy shit! I can't. I know the amount of money I have waiting for me behind the invisible wall that I need to get, but I just don't. I'm still trying to like. I mean, I think I know the basis of it. It's just I don't know. I'm still figuring that shit out.
It's a shitty system. There's no support system for it, like at all.
Yeah.
I somehow, and I somehow, for some reason, had the YouTube creator support, even though I wasn't in the partner program. So I messaged them eventually, and they got it sorted out. But I definitely missed out on a few $100 there, which at the current stage,
I missed out on a lot because like it was like a while before I could actually like start earning the money. But I still need to figure out how to like actually like receive it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the AdSense thing is so fucking shitty. Like I hate it so much.
Yeah.
It caused me so much stress. Like me and my girlfriend actually got into a fight because of it, because I was stressing about it so much, and she just wanted to spend time about it. And I was like, if I get this, I can get the money, because the main of this video was on its like.
It was on its peak right now.
It was on its exponential like growth trajectory, and so I knew that it would flat out sometime. And eventually, I did get it to work. The main of this video had flatted out by then, and so I was like, oh shit.
Hey, well, you got the bleach one.
I did get the bleach one. If you're curious, I made 1,600 off that.
1,600, holy shit!
Which for a video with almost 1 billion views, that's pretty shitty. But
really, I think like the most. I have like a 200,000 view video of like the Project Rhythm level made, which you know about that, right? Like all those videos I made with those. I have like I think I earned like 61,000 off of it, or not 61,000, not 61,000, just $61, not 60. Which I wish.
Damn, 61,000. That's a fucking lot. Yeah.
No. But that was like after I started getting monetized too, so I would have earned more if I knew beforehand.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I have an agency now, but it makes me feel all high and mighty. But yeah, I have an agency now. They look for sponsorships for me, so I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, that's sick.
And because they're a big agency, they're called Viral Nation. They actually seem very, very legit, and I've talked to them. And so they reached out to me, actually. One of them liked my videos, and then they are the agency that looks for sponsorships for me. They act as leverage, and so I have bigger power in that. There's an 80-20 cut. I get 80, they get 20, which is pretty standard, I heard. Okay. And yeah, I mean, the sponsorships are what make you the money, really. The AdSense kind of just doesn't
get like a shit ton of money.
Yeah, I mean, I got 1,000 from the Atlas sponsor, which is all right. Apparently Raid came through when I was with the agency after, the most recent video having not as many views did put a damper on stuff, because apparently NordVPN even reached out to my agency to see if they wanted to sponsor, but they withdrew because the video didn't get a lot of views.
I didn't see that one either. Which one was that? Was the latest one, right? With the
soccer one?
Yeah.
Aoshi.
Right?
What was it?
What was it? Aoshi? What was the anime or manga?
Blue Lock?
Blue Lock, yeah. I think what am I thinking of? I don't know. It doesn't matter yet, but yeah.
I've heard of Aoshi. Yeah. It's sponsorships really just are based on views. They're not really based on subs, because they don't care about your sub count. Your sub count more acts as like a guarantee, like, oh, I have, I have 50,000 subs, and so if I make a video that's off topic, like the one that I made, the most recent one that I made, it's gonna get like 7,000 views. But if I make a video that's on topic, like the Bleach one or any of my other ones, it will get a few 100,000 views, if not near 1 million. Yeah. The Comey one was growing at like a linear trajectory for 50 days straight, I think.
Jesus, that's good.
Yeah, it ended up flattening out at like, I don't know what it ended up flattening out, like 300,000 almost.
It's at 240,000 right now.
Yeah, so or 200,000 ish, and then it kind of just like flatted out. And
Yeah,
but
it went
yeah,
up
I mean,
slowly.
yep, that's how the YouTube thing works.
It's a little weird, but that's
Mhm.
fine, I guess. Dude, my shit doesn't even like. I want to like put more. Well, like okay, I guess it wasn't. You said if it wasn't that huge of a time sink to like edit all of that stuff in, because how long does that usually take? Then? Like I guess combined with everything that you've told me already.
Editing is a tricky subject. This is where I go into the stuff that's going on in my head and the technicalities and stuff. So when you
There
start
you go.
YouTube, okay, so if I were to give a rundown to people who wanted to start YouTube, there's a spectrum. People always say upload once a week. I think that's bullshit.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a schedule. Just
I
guess
prove that it's
consistent.
bullshit because
Yeah.
it works for me.
1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, 8 months.
You have to figure out where in that spectrum. First of all, you need to figure out what you want to do, right? And so it like let's say you want to do a news channel. Well, the second thing I'm going to say is you got to figure out where in the spectrum between quality and quantity you want to be, because some channels like news channels, they don't have time for fucking quality. They need to get their shit out before the news
they're
goes
just
old.
like one a day, every day, daily.
Yeah, or multiple a day even almost.
Yeah.
And
Without
let's
editing,
say-
it's still like a huge time sink.
yeah, or you can go the other way and you can look at ultra high documentary channels like Let Me Know or James Janney. James just released a video that he worked on for like half a year.
Jesus.
Johnny Harris, he used to not have a team and his videos were a little bit more infrequent. Now they are more frequent because he has a team.
Yeah.
Even JonTron only releases one every few months now.
Yeah.
And they're
This stuff
high
is
quality.
good though.
Yeah, high quality. So I mean, his old stuff was really good too. But then he moved to New York, and I assume he just wanted to kick it up a notch.
Yeah.
And so you got to decide where on that spectrum you fall, and then you have to stick to it because advice is general. Advice is always general. You have to pick what advice you take.
Yeah, because you don't have to take every piece of criticism that you get, and that's like something that people just kind of like fail to understand sometimes, including me. I'm not out of that.
Yeah, totally. And like, I mean, you take the criticism and you evaluate if it's good for you, right?
Yeah.
And so if someone is telling you to upload once a week, you gotta look at their channel first. Are they, I'm gonna piss a lot of people off when I say this, are they a Mr. Beast wannabe? Are they a spectacle channel? If so, then yeah, they probably, they are more on the quantity side than the quality side of things.
Yeah.
Because
okay. Yeah. I get
in
that.
in terms of spectacle stuff, you want the holy shit factor a lot of times, right? If you want to be a documentary channel, either mid quality like me or high quality like the other guys, you can afford to.
This stuff's pretty high quality though.
You can well, I appreciate the compliment, but it's not up to the standard that I want it to be. It's still way too fast. But you need to if you want to be like a documentary channel, then you can take a little bit more time learning the editing. And this is where I say that if you want to be a documentary channel, especially if you want to be a high quality channel, you need to learn everything. You need to take a long time for your first video because, as I said before, once you start uploading, there's going to be a time pressure.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get that one next out quicker and quicker.
And if you're anything like me, you're gonna want to get that next one out quicker and quicker and quicker. So it's gonna be hard to learn new things when you're under that time pressure. Whether it's like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every month, every half month, every 2 years for JonTron. But that time pressure makes it hard to learn stuff because you're constantly having to do other stuff. So if you have your mind set on being a documentary channel like I am. As a documentary channel, I can tell you, if you're starting out, try to learn as much as you can that you know you don't know before you make in the process of making your first video. Because once you start, you're gonna have a hell of a harder time trying to learn new stuff as you're making new videos.
I wish I could go back to the days, man, where I just uploaded like 3 videos a day. I just made like recorded on my phone and shit.
I never had those days.
Oh, I had those. Oh, I had days, dude. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, this was my first YouTube channel, and that's how I operated.
You're doing fucking awesome with that.
Yep. I mean, I appreciate it, and yeah, I mean, I can't really give advice for. I can't I don't know what the word is. Conscionably give advice. I think that's the word. Conscionably give advice.
Like objective advice, you mean, or something like that?
Yeah. I can't give people who want to make spectacle channels. Like, I don't have anything against spectacle channels. It's like I'm fucking sick of seeing it, but like I respect the people who do it. It takes a lot of work. But if you want to make a spectacle channel, don't take advice from me. Because I'm not a spectacle channel. If you want to make a news channel, definitely don't take advice from me. Sports channel, stuff like that. You know, if you want to make a gaming channel, I have no like idea. Like I know that you need a story, but like my advice would probably not be the best to take, and stuff like that. And so
Yeah, you gotta stay in that certain ballpark.
yeah, and so you need to figure out where you are on that spectrum, and then you need to just do it. My goal for the end of the year was 100 subs.
Yeah, you blew past that, dude.
And my goal for the end of the school year was to get monetized. I got monetized before this school year started. So you just gotta work, and you just gotta like what you're doing, and you just gotta keep going.
You think there's like an element of luck with that? That huge spike of subscribers you got?
There was, luck is always a thing.
Yeah.
I can attribute it maybe. Okay, well, here's how I'll explain it. I released the Made in Abyss video as I predicted on a week or two before the season came out.
Yeah.
And so I knew that there would be some peak for that because I looked at the Google Trends graphs and I saw that it
you were prepared.
Stuff tends to, yeah, well, that's my job. I gotta fucking predict what'll be popular. And if I knew that Bocchi the Rock would be so popular, I would have made a video about it, which I did.
Nobody even expected it to be as good as it was. I haven't even seen it, but like I've seen like so many clips on it. I really want to watch it.
Same here. Which I did. And the short that I released at the end of the season is at like 200,000 views, and it's still on the up currently. And so, yeah, you just gotta predict what's gonna. Well, for me, I had to predict what's gonna be popular. So I placed the Made in Abyss video before Made in Abyss came out because I knew it was a popular show. It happened that the game was also coming out at that time.
Oh yeah, the game, dude. I forgot about the game.
I didn't even know there was a fucking game, but the game apparently came out around that time too. And I think that was the luck part that helped. Like people, like, oh, but what the fuck is this show? And then you go. The non-luck part, I hesitate to call it skill, but the production part of it was that was the first video I used story. That was the first video I actually legitimately considered story and 3-act structure, and that was
I did see. I think I know what you mean because I did end up watching it, and I know that story was really interesting as well. That was they came in clutch at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And so that part, I contributed as much to luck as I do to just the fact that was the thing that proved to me that storytelling is the thing that works on YouTube, and it works. And I have the evidence that it works, and all the editors there's all the top people with the top editors and stuff say that that's a thing, and so I found that out for myself firsthand, and so I think that is the thing that majorly contributed to that blowing up, like quote unquote blowing up. I mean, you don't really call 100,000 view video a blow up.
I think it would be a blow up. I mean, that's pretty good for somebody that for like 3 videos, 100K. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. And that video almost never got made. One of my friends just like sent me like, hey, you should make a video on this guy, and I was like, do I have the time? And I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just make it.
He was like, this manga was saved by a PS4. This video was saved by a friend of yours.
Yeah, exactly. and so like, what was I gonna say? And so there's definitely an element to luck. There's always an element to luck. The trends on Google and YouTube always shift, and when you happen to just hit the right time, you will get that view spike. But how many views come from that view spike is up to your production level. Yeah. Not production level, but like skill level and like visual, audio and telling stories and stuff. And so I wasn't that great at it, but it was the first time I tried, but thank God it was the first time I tried because it worked, and I went from 70 to monetized to past that, and so if that's the thing I tell people, that hey, I want to be a YouTuber, what's the most important thing? Well, besides figuring out what the fuck you want to do, like realize that it is a storytelling platform. All these videos you see blowing up about fucking random there's this video on someone who played Minecraft the right way. It's something that not a lot of people.
I think I've seen that one.
Yeah, exactly. It blew up because it had a good story. It's a storytelling platform. It's not like post whatever you. It's not the post whatever you want days anymore.
I wish it was.
Yeah. Well, it's too late for that.
Is there anything you wanted to do like other than this, or was it just like this specifically that you just like?
When I was in middle school, I wanted to make a gaming channel. I recorded a whole thing,
and then everybody did.
And then it didn't export, and then I just gave up. And so,
tragic story.
Yeah, tragic backstory. It came around though. I'm more excited by growth and improvement than I am about anime, which would explain why I don't watch a lot of anime, but I do invest myself in the editing stuff. Because there's also another element of luck to this, is that I found the lucky part number one is I found just miraculously through my head like a hole in the market.
Yeah,
A hole.
yeah.
You know. The companies, to put in perspective, companies have people like with degrees and shit doing that. So I just found it magically. Like I found a spot that in an oversaturated field that was not taken, and so that
You filled that
was
hole.
yeah, exactly. And that was lucky part number one. Lucky part number two is that there was another hole to be filled.
Oh, was there now?
There is still another hole to be filled, not in terms of the content that you make, but how that content is. Usually, anime channels are not very high quality. I'm just gonna put that out. They're not.
When Mob Psycho ended, I actually got a lot of them I recommended. Like I feel like they're the ones that are like, I feel like it's like baby's first anime video, but it's like they tried, like they definitely tried. I can see that.
Yeah,
I
totally.
feel like that they can try and they just, I don't know, it's not up to quality. But that's like where I am, I guess.
Yeah, totally. And hold on, can you give me a second? I need to take care of something. Give me like 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
I'll be right here.
Hello.
I'm still here.
Yeah, what's up? Sorry, just had to go take care of something.
That's fine.
Where are we on?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll just put us on.
We'll put something else. We'll start something else. What was I guess how many videos do you have in the works right now then? Because this leads into something. Trust me.
How many videos do I have? The what?
In the works right now.
I go video by video. I'm trying to. I have a guy who wants to be an editor for me, and so I'm gonna try to build a team.
That's good.
By the end of the year, I want to have all my social media figured out. But right now, I just have. I'm going video by video. I literally do not have the time to be batching videos. I batch shorts, but
yeah, those are like pretty easy to edit. I imagine.
If the quality of the shorts aren't good, like the ones that go at like 1 billion miles an hour, then you can't use them.
What about out of like all the things you've done and like I guess plan on doing, what are like the craziest, I guess, like stories you've seen from a video or from like a research topic?
The craziest stories I've seen from a research topic.
That or like just like a weirdest one.
There's a lot of crazy stuff that doesn't make it into the videos. Telling stories through YouTube videos is more about what you cut out than what you include. There were some very weird things that I had to omit just for the sake of keeping the story tight and not distracting. Maybe it's too tight. Also a part of being skilled with anything is being able to break the rules. And so the first couple of videos, I was very tight to just telling a story. The one I can think about right now is Tatsuki Fujimoto, the Chainsaw Man editor. The story about him eating his dead pet fish, I didn't actually put in the video.
It was just the title, right?
In the title, and then I put it in a short, and then people got mad. People get mad at me for my titles and thumbnails. I can understand why, because they are kind of inflammatory, but what gets clicks are clicks, and
what gets clicks gets clicks, dude.
What gets clicks gets clicks, and a majority of the people who watch the video think it's good and just dip and don't complain. So there was some other stuff. Yeah, through the course of researching my videos, I find out that a lot of the whole... I was never part of the big fandom of the Big Four, but I've heard that they have... There's some shit going on between them. And you learn that as much as the fandoms may hate each other, the authors don't really give a shit. They're all kind of friends, Oda's friends with Kishimoto. They're really good friends with Kishimoto, actually. And I think Kubo was the only one that wasn't actually connected to any of them. Oda's body has been deteriorating pretty fast because he just doesn't do anything else but work. He just sits down.
The one that made Komi?
The one that made One Piece. Oh, right. There's two Odas.
There's two Odas, yeah.
I'll just call him Mr. One Piece. Mr. One Piece, he just sits down, doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, doesn't drink anything, he just works.
Well, he's got like pretty much the entirety of the community on its back. He has to work, sadly.
I mean, he did that when he didn't have the community on his back either. He's just like a workaholic. He continues working, and he's like, yeah, I can go like. He's like, yeah.
How do people even like?
I don't know. I need my sleep. I think I need more sleep than the average person. Honestly,
I honestly like after 3 hours, like I'll still be like in a horrible mood, but I'll function.
Yeah, that's true.
Either that or if I get like 10 hours, I'm gonna be like the happiest boy alive.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. I always feel tired when I wake up. It's probably just like a health thing. I'm getting it checked up on, but yeah. I mean, it's he just doesn't sleep, or he does sleep. He sleeps for like 2 to 3 hours max. But
3 hours?
when it comes to finishing deadlines, sometimes he just won't sleep for like a
Jesus
day.
Christ, dude.
Too. And he's like, yeah, I can take that. Looking forward to the sleep and the food I'll eat when I am finished. And he does it like that, and it works for him.
No, I can't. There's no
You know,
way.
for now, the health problems are starting to catch up with him.
Yeah, I imagine he's gotta take a hiatus or something.
Yeah, he did. He used to work like that, and then he got something happened to him. No, he didn't burn out. He'll never. I don't think he'll ever burn out. I mean, there's no reason for him to burn out, really. But he got into something where he got into something with his health, like some infection or something that sent him to the hospital. The publishing company got really scared, so they decided to give him a month hiatus every month, or not every month, every year.
Okay,
and
yeah,
so, before they didn't, and so he gets that if he wants. I don't know if he does.
Some of those publishing companies are really strict with their times.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just how it works over there.
Not really the best. Japan's got weird work stuff. I don't know.
Oh yeah, we can talk about
weird shit there.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on there. I didn't grow up in Japan. I never lived in Japan. Never went to Japan, so I can't say anything about that. But I've heard
stories. I've heard horror stories. Oh my god.
I've heard stories too. And Oda, he realizes he doesn't like talking about it, but he realizes that he's really unhealthy, and so he tries to, he literally put a fucking Peloton or whatever, like a treadmill, in between his office, in the way between his office and like whatever else. So like he kind of forced to go on a run.
He's on the grind.
He used to play.
He gotta chill a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really. Once you set the pace, you kind of can't let go of it, to be honest. So yeah, he's kind of stuck there. I've read sources that he said that he can barely run because he just fucking sits down.
All he does is just draw One Piece.
Yeah, I saw that. I read some sources like, yeah, I used to play soccer before COVID hit, but now I can't even do that because he barely run because I'm just sitting down all day.
Japan's still just barely opened the gates again for foreigners, right?
Yeah, I saw. It's it's interesting over there. They got forced open just like geopolitically.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
it's just
there's some insane people there.
Mm-hmm. And so yeah, I mean there's always a bunch of crazy stories. I mean there's a story of how Kubo kept asking his best friend for money even though he had a $1 million yen saved up already. They found out on a talk show. It was more of a laughing point than like a gripe.
Okay. Yeah,
Wait,
which one was Kubo?
Bleach. Mr. Okay. Bleach. Yeah. And so yeah, I mean they're all crazy in their own way. Which I mean, you kind of have to be crazy to try to do that, to be honest.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Their work ethic is I can't.
Yeah,
it takes me 8 months to finish fucking 4-minute animations, dude. They're finishing fucking hundreds of chapters within Jesus. Oh my god.
Yeah, some people finish it faster than others. You watch the Love is War video. He can draw he could draw super duper fast.
Wasn't he dream wasn't even to be an artist. He was just solely just a storyteller.
It checked out because after he released a thing that said, "I'm retiring from manga. I just want to write stories."
Yeah.
And so
he's doing that with the Oshinoko right now, right?
Yeah, he is. I heard it's good.
Have you caught up with Love is War?
I watched. I'm caught up in weird ways, but yeah, I'm caught up with what happens. So I watched all the. I finished reading the manga. I watched all the anime. I watched the fucking live action on a plane ride to Europe when I was in
Did you? I never even watched it. How was it?
Well, I mean, it spoiled me on everything that happens. But yeah, so I know what
spoiled.
I know what happens through that. It was an interesting experience.
Dude, it's an experience. So
you gotta do it at least once, but then after that, you don't need to watch anymore because
it's like weed. You just see whether you like it or not.
Yep.
And so check that out.
And yeah, they're all crazy in their different ways. Some are crazy in illegal ways. 2 of Oda's friends were arrested for having child pornography or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a wild world out there.
There's insane people there.
It is a hell of a world out there.
Yeah, well, I guess we're pretty far, and I think we can call it a day then.
Okay.
Hopefully that wasn't under your expectations.
No, I mean, it wasn't at all. I didn't really know what it was really going to be about. To be honest, I didn't know if it was
this is the first time I did something that wasn't really related to Project Rhythmia. So I mean, hey, it was something different. I think we did pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, hey, like, does he want me to talk about how I like tips for YouTube? Does he want me to talk about like anime stuff?
You
Was
can
like
win on
the offer?
anything. You can win on anything, dude. As long
Yeah.
as long as it stretches that time, we're good, dude. As soon as I watch that Love Is War live action movie, I am discussing it with you immediately.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a knack for it's a style that doesn't really work
Oh, it's a style, all right.
for me, at least. Maybe for Japanese people it does, but for me it really doesn't work. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I'm
Thank you for coming on then. Yeah, and that's it. I guess yeah, that's it. Hope you all enjoyed, and see you all. I guess next Sunday then.
Next Sunday is a weekly thing. All right.
Yeah. I don't know how long it's gonna go for weekly, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, keep finding people, I guess, right?